now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazaway. Let's talk some sports.
Hey, let's go. Monday show, October 30th, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com if you're watching live or the Fox Local app. If you are watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button as well. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Good afternoon, Ryan Ermanni. Tom Mazaway. It was a great weekend for the kid. Had a fun weekend, if you will. You guys got the text on some of that. Some winnings going my way, which has not been the case always in betting gym. But can I get something off my chest?
Please.
Just a gripe. Saturday early, Francis Ngannou, Tyson Fury. They fought over in the UK. Shout out to Jimmy. Watched it at Jimmy V. Shout out to Jimmy Valou. One of the things that I like about Tyson Fury, he's always honest. He doesn't duck fights. He always gives his opponent the proper credit they deserve. He never makes excuses. Like, he's a big, weird-looking guy, but he's always honest. He's very authentic. He's the Gypsy King. I like that about him. Well, he lost a fight, and it was not an estimation. It wasn't my opinion. Everybody that watched that fight this past Saturday knows that Francis Ngannou knocked down Tyson Fury and won that fight handily. They gave it to Tyson Fury, of course. They're not going to let Tyson Fury lose. I mean, he's the only heavyweight they have, so they're not going to let him lose. But then afterwards, he was like, hey, I got knocked down, but it was just the back of the head. It was a flash punch. You know, he really didn't connect with anything. It just, you know, he's okay boxer, a little stronger than I thought. Man, did you see his eye?
No.
His eye is black, it's big as hell. Francis Ngannou still looks like he did before the fight. It's the first time I've ever seen Tyson Fury turn to a little bit of a you-know-what. Like, come on, you keep the same energy. When you knocked down Deontay Wilder, we all were like, hey, Deontay got his ass whooped. It's like Fury did his thing. Deontay started making excuses. The machine was too heavy and all this stuff. Keep the same energy. You got your ass whooped. It's okay. You didn't lose your belt. Just be honest.
Tom Mazaway, keeping the energy. How are you, big guy? Big game today.
Oh, can't wait, man. Can't wait. It's like waiting around. It's Christmas Eve. Now Christmas Day is coming. But it's Christmas Eve tonight. We cannot wait to see what the heck the Lions have in store for us. They are going to wear their beautiful blue helmet. I don't love it, but it is beautiful. It's my favorite logo. I just don't really like it on the helmet.
I love it. I just don't know if I like it with those all grays.
I said I don't like the helmet. I don't like the logo on the helmet. And I told you, I despise the pajamas. Get rid of the gray pajamas. If you're going to use this, go all blue then.
Or all white.
Or all white.
Either way, they're going to wear this today. And I want to thank Steve Grouse from DC Sports inside Lakeside Mall for this beauty. This thing's pretty sweet, man. I do enjoy a good uniform change from time to time. Bray?
I don't want to poop on the Lions parade, man. It's Monday night. It's going to be fun. We're headed downtown after
Great
the show.
jersey.
So, yeah, I appreciate that. You know, I had to take it back to B. Sanders. You know what it is. My favorite Pro Bowl jersey of all time.
Honolulu.
Yeah, you like that. But they got this wrong. They got the color right. I think they got the design on the emblem wrong, and I understand what they were trying to do. I like the color. Then you wear them with the gray pajamas. The reason why they're wearing the gray pajamas, Maz, and the reason why they still exist, I guarantee you, playing in the NFL, playing professional sports, I know this one thing. When the owner likes something, doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, what anybody else thinks. The fact that they keep wearing these grays, and I know a lot of people don't like them, I guarantee you, it's Sheila Hamm's favorite.
I don't think they wore them yet. Did they wear them this year?
No, they have not worn this. I feel like we should restart the show here. Yeah. For the first 4 minutes, we've been complaining about everything.
It's true.
It's a great day today. It's freaking Monday Night Football. It don't happen but once every 5 years.
You're the one that started it.
I said they're wearing the blue helmets.
You said that you didn't like the gray pajamas.
Okay, I'm including it. I'm including myself.
Right, don't trash us.
You're complaining. I'm complaining.
This
what
is
are we
true.
complaining about?
Nothing.
We got a good football team. It's a great day. Monday Night Football. Are you kidding me? First Monday Night Football game since 2018.
Yeah, I was complaining about Francis Ngannou. I'm about Francis Ngannou. You're absolutely correct, Ryan. Let me redirect my energy. Ryan, get us started again.
Come
man.
on. Good afternoon, everybody. Let's go. It's Lions and Raiders, Bray.
Lions and Raiders, I'm definitely excited to see what the
Yeah,
Detroit Lions
good.
are going to do. It's go
what's
time.
up.
I want to see what the Lions are going to do coming off that loss last week to the Baltimore Ravens. Look, it's showtime. It's shut up and put up. You heard Dan Campbell all last week. I'm excited. That's not who they were last week. You're going to see a different team, so I'm very excited. And I did kick ass in BetMGM this week, so I'm definitely excited.
There you go.
Hey, happy Lomas Brown night, by the way, to our friend Lomas, who goes into the pride of the Lions tonight. That's going to be awesome to see.
As and we'll talk about Lomas. We've got Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com, coming on at 2:30. As we get closer to the game, look, guys, we've talked about this game for a full week now, dating back to last Monday. You almost wanted to get the Ravens game out of your mind as quickly as you could and move on to this week's game, which happens to be tonight, Monday Night Football against the Las Vegas Raiders. We've said everything there is to say about this game. However, as we get closer to game time, I do feel like the feelings kind of ramp up a little bit. And this team has been able to put losses away and behind them. They haven't let one game beat them twice in an awful long time. It's been 17 games, dating back to week 7 and 8 of last year, the last time this football team lost back-to-back games. The Raiders are, a half game out of a playoff spot in the AFC right now. So you are playing a good football team. But this, to me, Bray, feels like it's all about the Lions. Less about the Raiders and all about the Lions.
It's definitely about the Detroit Lions and what they can do in terms of, look, you're talking about right now, the Detroit Lions is currently constructed. They're second place in the NFC. They're second place in the NFC, and when they win this game against the Raiders, they're now 6-2 with everything they want right in front of them. That is a great place to be. It's time for the Detroit Lions to step outside the shadow. Look, you're starting to see the metal was coming to the test. Like, everything is leveling out. You're starting to see who are the real teams. We'll talk about that when Matt takes us around the NFL. But you're starting to see the teams that are going to be the teams in starting to play better and player. And the teams that aren't, they're starting to struggle. Regardless of who's injured, those teams are starting to struggle. So they have a great opportunity tonight to bury the already not as good, their record says they're close to the playoffs, but I've watched the Raiders. I don't necessarily see them as a threat. Bury them tonight, get to 6-2, and now you look at the rest of the season, man, you can make some moves and get people healthy.
I wish C.D. Deuce was playing tonight. You know who C.D. Deuce is?
C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
That's going to be his new name. I mean, he took a page out of Chad Johnson's book, and when he changed to Ocho Cinco, he's changing his name. But, injuries are a part of this game, guys.
This is true.
And, Amon-Ra St. Brown over the weekend took ill. So we'll know by about an hour before the game if he's going to be a full go or not. No David Montgomery again. No Jonah Jackson. Frank Ragnow is down. He might not play. These are big injuries. Jimmy Garoppolo is a go for the Raiders. I expect a hell of
All right, here we go. We are back.
For the third time.
Thankfully, that wasn't too big of a system crash. Sorry about that, gang, as we get going here. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway. We got Parker, we got JB talking about this Lions and Raiders game on Monday night. Pick up where we left off was this injury report where Frank Ragnow popped up on the injury report. He's doubtful for this one. I forgot what the stat was we did a couple of weeks ago, but I think 4 of the last 250 players that were doubtful for any particular game actually played. Yeah. So we expect Frank Ragnow to be out. Jonah Jackson is already out. So
that's tough.
Yeah, no doubt. But that's why you believe 7 offensive linemen that can start for you.
It's going to have to be my man Skip.
Dan Skipper.
Let's go.
He'll be inserted into the lineup, we believe, somewhere. Now, who plays center, I don't know. But anytime your center goes down, will be Glasgow. Yeah. Anytime your center goes down, you got to get the exchange right. That's the first thing, right? But we'll see what happens. I do think the Lions are ready for a really, really big bounce-back game.
Yeah, look, I mean, you look at last night. Zach Wilson had a third-string center, and they fumbled a center quarterback exchange. Those kind of things happen. But Glasgow is a vet. He is a pro. So looking for that to go in the right direction. That's why they brought him in this offseason. So for moments like this. At the end of the day, it's still the Raiders. I mean, I look at what the Raiders have played right now. They lost to the Steelers when the Steelers were bad. They lost to the Chargers, and we know what they are on defense. They lost to the Packers, and we know who Jordan Love is. They beat the Patriots, and the Patriots trying to figure out. They got blown out by the Raiders. Like, this is not a good football team. Dan Campbell is a better coach, in my estimation, than Josh McDaniels is. I expect the better coach team to go out there and find a win. The Lions are at home. The Lions are about to get that crowd back. Dan Campbell talked about it earlier today. He's talking about that crowd and what that energy is going to be like. The Detroit Lions can't come off of a loss to the Baltimore Ravens in the way in which they lost and come back and drop a turd to the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, at the end of the day, this is how you really make people believe that you're the brand new Lions. Because if the Lions come out here and pull some okey-doke BS, I'm going to have to go in my file and pull out the SOL. So this is a situation. They can't follow up last week with anything close to a loss.
I am curious to see the crowd tonight because, again, we keep saying this is the first time there's a Monday Night Football game at Ford Field since 2018. It's been 5 years. Yeah. These things don't happen every year, and they certainly haven't for half a decade if you're a Lions fan. So I do believe the crowd is going to be amped up tonight.
I can tell you, standing room only tickets are $150.
Yeah. You know, I do believe the crowd's going to be amped up. I think the players are going to be amped up. I think the crowd is going to play a huge role to the Raiders being able to communicate or not communicate. And I think it's going to play a huge role into how Dan Campbell coaches this game, too. I think everybody looked at what happened against the Ravens, and people maybe said, oh, these guys are maybe a little fraudulent. That's what Stephen A. Smith said, too. Right. And I think with the world watching tonight, with the NFL world watching tonight, I think the real Detroit Lions are definitely going to stand up. We have to take a break.
No, I'll tell you when we get back. I just got first Monday Night Football game, how the energy was different in Cleveland. I'll talk about that when we come back.
Very good. But first, a message from Dispo.
Your local plug, and that is right, ladies and gentlemen. Now open till midnight. Dispo, Romeo, Michigan's largest cannabis mall. 21 and up. You have to be recreational only, but outside of that, come in. The best ways to consume your cannabis, whether it's flower, whether it's oil, whether it's edibles, whether you want to take it that way. Whatever you got, whatever you need, they have. Michigan's largest cannabis mall. Dispo, Romeo, your local plug.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren, I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty at all? That is exactly what Mark White and Associates is offering. It's called their minute-by-minute listing agreement by Mark White and Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. That number again, 248-290-8242, markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
If I had to choose these candies and I had to make a selection of start, bench, trade, definitely I'm trading these candy corns. Get them out of here. I don't like candy corn at all. I'm benching these Reese's. I'm not a big chocolate guy, but I'll eat them every now and then. But my big starter, got to go with the Skittles. Huge Skittle guy, sweet. Prefer the sour Skittles, but I'll do Skittles regular also.
I'm trading the candy corn for sure. I'm going to bench the Skittles, and then I'm going to start the Reese's.
Okay, Reese's is starting, and I'm trading candy corn, and Skittles can be on the bench.
I'm going to trade candy corn. See ya. I'm benching Skittles. Decent, but not elite. Reese's starting every single time.
For sure trading the candy corn, but I'll have to bench the Skittles and start the Reese's Cup for sure.
All right, this is an easy pick for me right off the bat. Candy corn, where I'm trading candy corn. Never been a big candy corn guy, and that's okay. So now we just got Skittles and Reese's. I'm going to bench the Skittles. Skittles are all right, but the Reese's, this is the key to my heart right here. You get a little chocolate, a little peanut butter. Doesn't get much better than that.
Happy Halloween, Detroit.
And that was courtesy of the
for
Lions.
God's sake.
Oh, Maz, you're
Come
alone,
on.
buddy. You are alone on the
Come
candy
on.
corn. You are alone.
You benching these instead of Skittles? Come on, man.
We're talking about the crowd
Send you
tonight.
right up out of here.
We were talking about the crowd tonight, Bray.
Yeah.
How many costumes do you think we'll see tonight in the crowd at Ford
Good
Field?
point.
I don't know, but Detroit's an interesting place. It's definitely gonna be some.
Yeah.
I would venture to say somewhere between 250 and 300.
Yeah, I think that's a good number.
250, 300.
250 to 300 people.
You think that low?
Yeah, that low, because
I think that's still a lot.
It's a Lions game. Like, people want to wear your Lions
Yeah.
stuff. Like, you buy this expensive jersey or a hoodie or a hat or whatever, and you get a Monday night game, you definitely want to wear
Can
it.
I
there.
just say this too?
Yeah.
Talking about buying stuff. I went home today, and I went home to grab this helmet today. I wanted to show everybody.
Makes the show look more official today.
It
Appreciate
does make that
Yeah,
look
it does.
official today. I've been sitting on this helmet forever.
Pause.
Finally, on the day that they're going to play, I might as well get it. I forgot it at home this morning.
Right.
So I
Major
went back
pause.
home to get it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to Dick's. And I'm going to get a brand new Lion something to wear.
Okay.
Zotsky.
Nothing left.
Nothing.
Zilch.
There was these Lion sweaters that said inside training camp.
They weren't even authentic. It was
like these inside Lion.
So they were sold out.
No, I mean, they had racks of stuff.
Did you go to the one on
Roseville.
Gratiot?
Yeah.
You should have went across the street to Dunham's.
I didn't have time. I had to get to the show.
All right.
I was so embarrassed for Dick's that they didn't have any Lions gear. They had all this, they had full stuff, but it was jerseys and useless, ugly stuff. And I was ready to go in there and buy.
Yeah, 300. Easy.
And I'm just not buying a jersey.
No.
Like for myself. I'm
get
not
it.
wearing a jersey.
No, I get it.
Was it an official jersey?
Yeah, it looked like
Yeah.
it looked like a nice jersey. Yeah, maybe even
Okay.
Yeah, it was sorry JB, nice jersey.
Now, JB wears jerseys. You
JB
don't.
wears jerseys.
You
I
don't.
don't. I'm not a jersey guy.
Yeah, you like hoodies, like nice gear, long sleeve T-shirts.
Braylon's got a jersey on.
Yeah.
I'm not a jersey guy.
You got to. Well, this is this special kind of jersey, but you got to go. You know who? I know you were in a rush.
I
For the future.
couldn't go see him.
I got a hoodie right here.
Yeah, I got a hoodie at home,
Okay.
but I thought it'd be a little too hot. I wanted a little something sleek.
Okay.
You know?
Well, while you're down at the game tonight, go to the game day store.
I understand that, but then what am I going to do with what I got on?
Good point.
That's the problem, right? We're all trying to figure this stuff out.
Matches your logo.
Yeah, Bray, you've played on Monday Night Football. You played in Cleveland when, this was not a yearly thing.
Yeah.
And this hasn't been a yearly thing. And maybe you get another Monday night. I mean, Maz, can you get flex to Monday night this year?
Yeah, yes, you can. Monday night games
Okay.
are able to be flexed at like the third half of the.
So maybe you can get
the
Denver or something like
Yeah.
that again on Monday night. We'll see.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
You played in this game. It's a big deal.
Drafted in 2005. First time we saw a Monday night game in Cleveland was 2008. So you're talking about 4 years of being in the league, not knowing what a Monday Night Football was. And even before that, I don't think they had a Monday night game since they had been back in Cleveland, which is 1999, Tim Couch. It was just completely different energy than I had ever seen in Cleveland. Like, the city just looked bigger. The lights looked brighter. It was louder. The people came out earlier. Like, the energy, you could just feel it. There was no way, Maz, that we were going to lose this game. I don't care who we were playing that day. Just didn't feel the energy. You walked into the locker room. I'm talking to Kellen Winslow. He's like, hey, son. You see the people? You feel that noise? You feel that? Yeah. I was like, yo, first time I sound like you. I was like, yeah, I did see the energy. I feel the people. So it gives you a different type of spirit. Like, it gives you like, nah, we're going to put on for the city tonight. Because then it doesn't come about who's getting the yards or just getting the win. You really want to put on for the city. So once the Lions are driving in and once the players are coming in, they see all these people, then it turns into the city, which they already wear very well.
Hey, does Fox have a pregame tonight? I know it's on. It'll probably be on Channel 7 tonight.
On Fox News at 5 and 6, a large portion will be dedicated to the football. You'll hear from the broadcast team and Dan Campbell and all that good stuff, of course.
Cool.
But I do. Go ahead, Bray.
Oh no, and then I was just gonna say it's just stars. Like, that's the one thing about Monday Night Football. We're talking about Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football just has that presence, man. It's the intro. It's the stars. Got Devontae Adams, one of the best wide receivers over the past 15 years in the game. It's star power on Monday Night Football. And you yourself have a couple stars.
Can I just quickly play A, B, or C with you real quick?
Sure. I love it.
Is it A, is it B, or is it C?
Let's go.
Okay.
JB even gave you music.
Do the Lions absolutely have to win this game in convincing fashion? A, yes. B, no, just win. C, you think they'll lose?
Ooh,
is it A, B, or C?
He threw a monkey wrench in there.
I can go.
Go ahead.
A.
A.
I think they got to blow their doors off.
I do too.
Because we got our doors blown off last week. We got to show Joe Buck and Troy Aikman that was a mistake. This team is the team I thought they were.
Let's just stick there, and it's a simple question. And I do think I understand winning the game and all that, get to 6-2, but you do have the bye now coming up. I do think you need to make a statement, put the league on notice, let everybody know who you are. Everybody's going to be watching tonight, and I think the Lions not only need to blow out the Raiders, I think they will blow them out.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to blow them out, and they definitely have to win handily, and this is why. If you get into a fight where you come back at the end of the game and you kick a field goal to beat the Las Vegas Raiders, and we know how they played this year, then we look at your 6-2 different. Then we say, well, they did go in Kansas City, but they didn't have Travis Kelce and Chris Jones. They did come back and lose the following game to the Seattle Seahawks when they faced another good team, not named the Atlanta Falcons or the Green Bay Packers or the Carolina Panthers and the Baltimore Ravens. They got routed. And then after getting routed, they came back on Monday Night Football and barely beat the Raiders. It's not going to look good, and I actually won't believe in you as much as I did. So I think they definitely need to make a statement and win this. But about C, I can see it.
And that's not only, it's not only, look, to blow out the Raiders, what does that even mean?
2 touchdowns.
I think like a 17 or more point win. And it's not only for look, I know all wins count the same, whether it's 1 point or 17 points, but I think you do need to get that confidence back. I think it's only human nature to have your confidence rattled a little bit. If it happens 1 week, you throw it out, fine. But if it happens 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks in a row against what you believe is an inferior opponent, then you start questioning yourselves and maybe your processes and maybe some of the things that you're doing during the week and who are you as a team. I think for the confidence factor alone for the Lions within the organization, within the team, within the locker room, I think it is a pretty good deal. You want to go out there and handle these guys tonight.
No doubt about it, man. They have to. I need to see it. I need to get people talking good again. I don't need Stephen A. Smith saying we're frauds.
Yeah.
I really don't care really what a lot of people say, but I do, because this is our year. This is the year that the Lions are finally out there in the national spotlight, and I don't want them to diminish it. I want this team to just go out and play their best football game of the year tonight. What's wrong with that? They're down 5, 6 guys, 7 guys. Play your best game. You're the better team. Just win, baby.
Yeah, in the words of Al Davis, they do need to just win. But like you said, it doesn't have to be a 40-point win. It doesn't have to be a 30 or 25-point win. Just 2 touchdowns, 2 scores, but just so you dominate the game. Like, I don't want it to be a situation where the Raiders are in the game. I'm talking about domination at all ends. I want this football game with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I want them to be running the ball because there's nothing left for the Las Vegas Raiders. There's nothing going on. We're running, we're getting first downs, and we're continuing drives, and they finish it out on offense. That's what domination to me looks like. You can win by 10. But if you're controlling the fourth quarter, then you did your job.
No doubt. Guys, we'll take a break. When we come back, Mike O'Hara will join us. DetroitLions.com. We'll get an update from him on everything that's going to happen tonight. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Yes, Planet Fitness is your home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I do mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes in a 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of this just for $10 a month and no commitment. Special reminder too, Woodward Sports will be at Planet Fitness on Wednesday. I'll get you some more of the address and all of that shortly, but we will be there all 3 shows. Morning Woodward Show, Big D Energy, and of course, Ermanni Edwards with Maz. No matter where you are, there is a Planet Fitness nearby with more than 50 convenient locations in the Metro Detroit area. So visit your local Planet Fitness today, or as always, check them out online and join at planetfitness.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Hey, gang, when it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best. You want to give them Premier Pet Supply. Hands down, Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations. Over 60 brands of food at the lowest prices. And, of course, curbside delivery if you need it. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply. Check them out online at premierpetsupply.com.
It's Monday Night Football in Detroit for the first time since 2018. To help us talk about it, the great Mike O'Hara from DetroitLions.com, longtime beat writer for this team. Mike, how are you?
Look.
I heard that word great, and I started laughing. You're not talking about me.
You are great. You are great,
What's
Mike.
up, Mo?
I'm doing okay, Tommy. How are you? I heard that planet. I thought it was going to be Planet Mars for you up there.
We got you, brother.
All right.
Hey, Mike, just first off, easy one to start here. Monday Night Football, what does this mean to the Lions organization to be featured in a game like this? Again, the first time at home since 2018.
Well, I think it means a lot, and I think you can go back to last year, and I think it really started with the last game of the season when the Lions didn't have the only prime game they had was Thanksgiving Day, and I'm not going to say it doesn't really count because it does, but it's different. It's 12:30, it's Thanksgiving, and they've been playing that since 1935, I think. But I think this started for the Lions on the last game of the regular season last year when they went to Green Bay on a Sunday night. They moved the time of the game, and I mean, clearly it's because the Packers were playing for a playoff spot. The Detroit Lions were in that game too, and they went into Lambeau and beat the Green Bay Packers, kept them out of the playoffs, and you saw what happened this year from the first game against Kansas City, Thursday night game. The kickoff game for the entire 2023 football season was the Detroit Lions against the Kansas City Chiefs, and there have been, I think, 3 other games since then. So it's a different era for the Detroit Lions, and it's a better era in my opinion.
Hey, Mike, talk to me about the impact of the crowd. We talk about how loud Ford Field is going to be tonight, and we all remember back to the 2011 game it was when I think the Bears had 5 false start penalties in the first half, and then that 97 game people bring up a lot where the refs had to stop the game and say, if you don't
Silverdome,
if you don't calm down, we're going to penalize the Lions. Do you remember that game at all?
I remember it absolutely, and of course there are a couple of other things that go with that game, and that was one of the Detroit Lions players nearly died on the field. They were able to resuscitate and get into a hospital. Reggie Brown, it was one of the Lions players. The game, it was just so loud that you really could not hear the person next to you. But it got absolutely just still quiet when Reggie Brown was, when they were tending to Reggie Brown. And one of the players said after the game, it went from being the loudest place on earth to the quietest place on earth, and it really did. But when they got, when the ambulance left the playing field and they started the game, I remember Bobby Ross told us what he said to the players. He said, "First we're going to play for them, then we're going to win for them." And they did exactly that. But once they got back on the field, the noise started up again like nothing had happened. That, to me, probably was the loudest I've ever heard, in Detroit anyway, and probably in any football game.
Mike, Braylon here. Good to talk to you. Always a pleasure.
Braylon, my man.
Oh, there he is. How's it going, big guy?
It's cool as ever here in Green Acres. I keep missing you.
Definitely got to get down. I'm going to drive right by you on the way downtown. Headed down Woodward, that is, after the show. Whether the Lions fans are silent or whether they're loud, the Lions still got to show up. We just did a skit where we were talking about, do the Lions need to win handily? Do they just need to win, or are you afraid they're going to lose? I think they need to win handily after what happened last week in Baltimore. This Raiders team isn't that good, and I don't care who's out. What do you think? Do they need to win handily, or do they just need to win?
Well, I think, first of all, you need to win, and then after that, you kind of pick which way you'd like to do it, and I agree with you. You want a good statement game. Look, I think people might be underselling, underappreciating the Lions' opponent in this game. I think that Jimmy Garoppolo, whatever you think about him, he wins games. You look at his record, and wherever he's played, including the three wins, 2 losses, I know it's an abbreviated period of time, but here with the Raiders, and that means something in this era of the Raiders. Look, they've had 2 winning seasons in the last 20 years. So I think he's bringing something to that team, and I don't think it's going to be an easy game for the Detroit Lions at all. So to me, under that, thinking to me the way the game's going to go, start with just win, and then get a little juice after that.
What area of the game are you most? I don't want to say worried is wrong. Where are you most aiming your sights in this game where you're like, this could be a situation? What is that matchup? What is that side of the ball? What does it look like for you, Mike?
I think overall for the Lions, it's injuries. I think you've got you look at. I made a note to myself here. Who's playing?
Yep.
Is Frank Ragnow going to play center? It doesn't seem like it. They haven't said that they've got him listed as doubtful when he wasn't listed at all before the final listing of injuries. But that's one of the best football players on that team, one of the best players in the league, actually. So I think that's, look, Graham Glasgow's not a backup. He's a starting player who happens to be in a situation here in Detroit where he has to back up because other jobs are taken. And Glasgow he'll do a good job at center, but he's not Graham Glasgow. I'm sorry, he's not Frank Ragnow. But I'm worried about that. Is Amon-Ra St. Brown, is he going to play? And then there's, all of a sudden he shows up on the not the injury list, but he had an illness. What is his situation? What's his condition going to be when they kick it off at 8:15? So some of those things are what really concern me. I think if the Lions have their team on the field, I think they'll beat just about anybody in the National Football League, and that especially includes their opponent tonight.
Hey Mo, last week was a terrible game. How hard is it to dump that game and to get ready for a Monday night game?
Yeah, interesting. Tommy, I've often said this, and somebody asked me about this last week too after that debacle. I would think, and I would think if you've been around it, you'll find out that win or lose, when you get in the locker room on Monday, you wouldn't know if the players had won or lost because they just move on to the next game. And that's what you have to do. Now, look, maybe if it's a playoff game and the season's over and you're cleaning out your locker, that's one thing. But I'm talking about a game in week 5, week 9, week 13. They move on to the next one, and you know what? That's what keeps them sane.
Yeah,
it really does. They move on and they do what they do. Get ready to play the next game. I think it's a good way to be able to think. Now, I wish I could take that to my golf game, but I can't.
Hey, on the other side of the ball, the Raiders, I mean, they were embarrassed last week at Chicago. Some of the Bears players were actually saying that they looked jet-lagged. So here they come. They were in Chicago. Now they got to come to Detroit. And, they're scuffling. Now they get Garoppolo back. But how hard is that to come back for the Raiders, to lose at the Bears, and now they're playing at the Lions?
Well, I mean, it's not perfect. The Bears they're just not good.
No.
And they've got a couple of they're getting some good players together, but they've got injuries too, just like a lot of other teams. I think I think the Raiders have some pretty good players out there. Like I said, I've already talked about the quarterback, but Max Crosby, kid from Eastern Michigan, I just announced today that he's donating, I think it's $1 million to the athletic program there. That's a really good ball player. Devontae Adams, a really good ball player. And a couple of others, Josh Jacobs, I think if he didn't win the rushing title last year, he was close to it. He's not quite the same player this year for whatever reason. But a guy that I would think on a Monday night would crank it up and try to play his best game of the year, and then top it with another one the next game if they win. Here's one thing I think for both teams that you have to consider, and that is, what does winning mean to them, and what does losing mean? Look, the Raiders are 3-4, but if they win this game, they're 4-4, and they're sort of set up to make a run. If they lose, they're 3-5, and there's a big difference between 3-5 and 4-4. Same thing with the Detroit Lions. There's a big difference between winning this game and being 6-2, and losing it and being 5-3. It doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel the same, and it's not the same because it sort of lets teams creep back into the race of the NFC North. Minnesota Vikings being the primary team that can do that. So I think it's important for slightly different reasons, but the same concepts for both teams.
Hey, Mike, let me tell you, I absolutely agree with you on that point. Let me go back to something you said about Max Crosby. Definitely want to send him some love and appreciation for what he did and giving back to that institution that gave him his degree and also got him to where he is with the Raiders. But on a funnier note, he gave $1 million. I gave Michigan $500,000. I didn't get so much as a doorknob named after me, so I got to figure out what's going on with Michigan versus Eastern. Jeez Louise, man. My God.
Not too many people at Eastern Michigan giving $1 million at Michigan. That's
I should have gave it to a different program.
Hey, Mike.
Look.
Go ahead, Mike.
You just got lost, and there's so many guys.
You're right.
You ever see their endowment there?
That was the opening donation.
Braylon, they just named the equipment room after you.
I wish.
Hey, we're talking to Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com. Hey, Mike, a little bit of breaking news in the NFL. The Seattle Seahawks acquired Leonard Williams, the defensive end from the Giants, for a second-round pick and a fifth-round pick.
Rich get richer.
So here we have the Eagles getting better last week, the Seahawks getting better this week. Isn't it incumbent upon the Detroit Lions to make some sort of deal to improve this roster this year to make a run for a Super Bowl?
Don't forget Frank Clark.
And Frank Clark to Seattle.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good thing if they did. Absolutely. Look, Brad Holmes has done a really good job of building that roster, especially when you consider what he and Dan Campbell inherited when they got here. I mean, they got players. They had to build the character of the team, and not that they were bad guys, but just build a winning culture, and put some players who can play football in there. And they really did a good job, especially in the draft. I would say, because they were able to get some mid-round draft picks, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who really are good football players who can help that team for years to come. But yeah, I think there are two or three areas where the Detroit Lions could improve their roster. One of them is a defensive end, to go with Hutchinson. One on one side, one on the other. Look, they've got 12. I think it was 12 sacks. They got 15 sacks. Total, those were in 2 games.
Yeah.
So they're not getting to the quarterback on a steady basis. They're getting there like once in a while. I think it works out to. In the other 4 games or other 5 games, they had 3 sacks and they had 12. And like I said, they're 12 in the other 2. So yeah, I think that's one. I think maybe a backup running back because of the injury to David Montgomery. And another cornerback, because you can always use a cornerback.
Stick with Montgomery for a second. Do we know anything about that injury? I mean, is it a sign that they didn't put him on IR, that he could be close?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's because they've got a bye week coming up after this, and so maybe there's some other procedural things in it that I'm not aware of. But I think really that they thought that they're going to get him back sooner rather than later. Not in 2 weeks or anything like that, but they get him back fairly soon. So that's one. He'll play when he plays, and I'll tell you, he played really well for the Detroit Lions, but it was an abbreviated period of time.
Mike, I want to ask a question. I want to go back to the trade deadline, talking about the Detroit Lions adding pieces to their team. We talk about it. Even the good teams, even the really good teams, they still add when they think they need to. Von Miller and Odell Beckham, look what happened for the Rams. Even last year, the Eagles adding in Ndamukong Suh and Robert Quinn late into the season, trying to just make sure that they had enough. I wanted Leonard Williams. I think everybody in the city wanted another pass rusher, too. What you said, if Brad Holmes doesn't make a move, any type of move by tomorrow at 4 p.m., is that cause for concern that he only wants to do it in free agency and through the draft? He doesn't want to bring in random guys to mess up whatever the chi is in Allen Park, or am I overreaching?
I don't think you're overreaching. I mean, it's a valid opinion, and there's more than one way to look at it. First of all, he hasn't done anything yet, so let's not excoriate him until it's time for a thorough excoriation. But
that's why I said if, Mike. That's why I said if.
Yeah, if. No, I agree. No, I'm not. I agree with what you're saying. I don't think it means that they're thrown in the towel or anything like that. I just think that maybe circumstances are that the teams are asking for more than they're willing to pay for certain players, and then you're getting into contracts and all that. The contracts that you might pick up for the rest of this season or next season. That maybe that it's more than you want, maybe more than you want to pick up. I don't know. I don't know specifically, the details on that deal, but look, it sounds like a good one for Seattle.
Hey, Mike. Last question. I think everybody in this room is fond of this guy, and I know you are too. Lomas Brown goes in tonight.
Yes.
20th member of the Pride of the Lions. What does Lomas mean to this organization? His playing time in Detroit. In the history of Lions, the Lions franchise, what's this guy mean?
Well, listen, he had 7 Pro Bowls and All Pro once, and he went to 2. Unfortunately, after he left the Lions, he went to two Super Bowls. One with the Buccaneers, and and didn't win one with the Giants. Look, he was a winner from day one. He just had it. I remember when he signed his contract, and it was like the first or second preseason game. He came walking through the tunnel over at the Silverdome with a big smile on his face, and he came out and he got introduced to the crowd. That's Lomas. everything seemed to be happening with a smile. I remember a player one time told me during a season, we were just talking about Lomas, and the player told me, anytime you're feeling bad, like in practice, just look at Lomas. He'll smile and you'll feel better. To me, that kind of summed up Lomas Brown.
I love that guy.
Yeah. We'll be
and a tremendous player, by the way.
Absolutely.
I think he's very close to being in the Hall of Fame.
He will.
Yeah, hopefully he gets that call one day. Mike, we'll be watching tonight. Enjoy the game, and we'll see. Well, hey,
Go Lions.
Go Lions.
Go Lions.
I was going to say go Lions, but I know old reporters such as yourself don't partake in such things.
They'll go with me or without me.
He has no feelings,
Right.
Mike. He has no feelings.
That's how he survived so long.
Right, exactly. Thanks, Mike. We appreciate it. Enjoy the game
See you,
tonight,
Mo.
my friend.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, guys, I got a question for you. I want to answer when we come back. For the last probably 2.5 years, I think it's fair to say, we have all kind of said, in Brad, we trust.
Yeah.
We accept what Brad Holmes has done for the Lions. Some picks, they haven't worked. Most picks have worked out. The free agents have been really good for this team. If the Lions don't make a significant move, I'm not just talking about some depth guy
Practice
here.
squad.
Right.
Yeah.
If the Lions don't make a significant move, will this change the way you feel about Brad Holmes and the direction of this season? I'll ask you that next. But first, a message from Hamlin Pub.
Have you ever wanted a bar where you are a regular? We have just the place for you. It's called Hamlin Pub. They have 7 locations in the Metro Detroit area.
7.
Where everyone is a regular. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza or game day specials for NBA, NHL, NFL, and college football games, Hamlin Pub is the place for you. So visit any of the 7 locations they have and experience your favorite new bar where everyone is a regular.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Oh, there we go. How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. You can drink it. You can also live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. You can go to the website drinkcintron.com/Vegas for that $100,000 Vegas getaway.
Woodward Sports Network, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway. We got Parker, we got JB as well.
We do.
We invite you all to hit the like button. It helps YouTube push our content out to more people. It is game day, Lions and Raiders tonight on Monday Night Football. Ford Field hosts Monday Night Football game for the first time since 2018. It is also about 25 hours away from the NFL trade deadline. The Seattle Seahawks got better today. Leonard Williams, the defensive end from the New York Giants, goes to the Seattle Seahawks for a 2nd-round pick and a 5th-round pick next year. And Look, the Eagles got a safety last week
Kevin
Byard from Tennessee. Teams are stacking up. Specifically, teams in the NFC are stacking up because this is a wide open NFC.
Yeah.
You look at San Francisco doesn't look daunting anymore. 3 straight losses. Maybe they are figuring something out about Brock Purdy. Maybe, just maybe they are. Deebo Samuel's banged up. The Eagles don't look unbeatable. You know who looks to be the best team in the NFC?
Eagles.
Seattle.
Yeah, there you go.
If you want to be honest.
Well, they won late yesterday.
I understand, against a very good Cleveland Browns team.
Yeah. Eagles beat the Dolphins by 14. I'm taking the Eagles.
Okay, fine. Either way, but you see, it's a wide open
everybody's beatable
situation, and the Lions, in my opinion, have to keep up with the Joneses. You cannot wait till next year. This isn't a 2-year process. This isn't a 3-year process. Yes, I believe this is year 1 of what I believe is a 5 or 6 year window, but that doesn't mean you don't take your shot when you got your shot. The Lions have a legitimate shot to make it to a Super Bowl this year. They have to improve this team.
You asked me if he does not make a significant move, talking about Brad Holmes, who I dubbed the mad scientist. If he doesn't make a move by trade line, a significant move, is it cause for concern? And the answer for me is yes. Yes, absolutely. In my estimation, it will be I won't say it would be a blunder on his part, and here's why. Call him the mad scientist. We're giving him love when he's deserved love, but everybody's constantly on review. Everybody, you have to keep doing well for me to keep saying that you're doing well. When you look back 2 years ago and you pass on Micah Parsons, okay, I get it. I don't want to get Maz upset again. You pass on Micah Parsons and we see what he's done since he's been in the league. When you pass on Jalen Carter this year and you explain to me that, well, Shamir Gibbs, we moved back. This is the guy we wanted. We also packaged that with Jack Campbell. I haven't seen either one of those players do anything. Meanwhile, Jalen Carter is a wrecking crew, although he was injured this past week. Micah Parsons, a wrecking crew. So you start to look at moves like this. Now you tell me, and he did amazing offseason by Brad Holmes in terms of the free agency brought in. But now you tell me you're the number 2 team. They are, and that's not Brad Holmes' fault. No. But now you tell me you're the number 2 seed in the NFC with the whole season in front of you, with a chance to make some moves so that you really can be where you want to be in the long run, and you decide to do nothing. Now you have to start compiling those moves that were not made on top of each other. Now I got to bring the Micah Parsons back. Now I got to bring the Jalen Carter back, because now at the trade deadline, when you got everything in front of you, you're right there and everybody looks beatable. Hell, even the Eagles look beatable, because guess whose knee isn't 100%? Jalen Hurts. And you don't do anything, as what we watched last week against the Baltimore Ravens. That's cause for concern, if I'm just being honest. Sometimes you got to shake things up. Sometimes you can't just have all the guys that you drafted. Sometimes it can't be about the specific players that you got in free agency. Sometimes you got to go after a stud because it's in the heat of the moment. You're trying to win now. See, you got me on that now stuff, Ryan and Ermanni. You can win now, so why not?
Listen, guys, 2 wild card teams are in the World Series. The Arizona Diamondbacks won 84 freaking games. 84 games. All right? They went out and they got their bullpen all bolstered. They got themselves a closer from Seattle and Paul Sewald. They are playing to win. They are 3 wins away from being a champion of baseball. The Lions never go out and they get the big free agent signing, the big name, the big trade when you need it. Yeah. They never really had to. But this team is there. Like Ryan said, it's year 1 or 2 of the big, we got a great window here. We got a great nucleus. This is not a rebuild anymore. This is a build-up team. For you to not go out and get somebody to bolster at least 1 or 2 positions on your team, you are making a mistake, and it's a disservice to your fans out there. Yeah, we all see. Leonard Fournette's in Buffalo today. I'm not a big Leonard Fournette fan, but you know what? He would have been maybe a nice backup to have here as a running back. Don't get me started on running backs, please. I'm not gonna go on the running back situation. But out of the 4 guys you signed in the offseason, 3 of them are out. 2 for the season. 1, we don't know about the ribs with David Montgomery. Go out, make your team better. Who gives a damn about a choir boy? If you don't like the player after this year, then you say goodbye to him. If you don't like him at all, you bench his ass. Whatever it takes, make the team better and win this year. You don't know if it ever is going to come back again like it is right now.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take chances, and I keep going back to Los Angeles Rams 2 years ago with Von Miller and Odell Beckham. I mean, look at what Odell Beckham was coming out of in Cleveland. He got his dad sending people videos about it's not his fault. You got Odell. Is he the cancer in the locker room? Is he not the cancer in the locker room? Von Miller, is he declining a little bit? Is he not playing like he wants to? Should they take a chance on him and block all this other stuff? They made a move that will help the team. Look at Pete Carroll. Pay attention to people that win, Ryan and Ermanni. Pete Carroll won a Super Bowl, should have won two if he would have just handed the ball off to beast mode. We know this now. He saw that they did not have a rush this year. Their defensive pass rush just was not there this year. Two elite corners in the making in Woolen and Witherspoon. Wow. You know what? If we get some pressure, if we can get some pressure on the quarterback, bet it'd be a lot easier to get interceptions. But now that you got two lockdown corners and you add a Frank Clark, who's the playoff leader in sacks all time, and then you add Leonard Williams, now when you're getting that lockdown coverage by Tariq and Witherspoon, now they're getting to the quarterbacks. Now they're getting easy sacks. They just became that much better, to your point, in the span of 7 days.
And Dominican Sue's still out there. Just saying.
And he does want to play. And
Just saying.
Look, I'm not saying no to that. I once was like, I don't know what that guy's got left in the tank.
I don't care if he gives me 5 plays.
I'm telling you.
He's won a Super Bowl.
Let me ask you this. I'll give you 3 positions, not 4, even though I think there are 4 areas the Lions could improve upon. So I just want you to rank them for me. If the Lions could make a trade and improve only one position group, what would it be? And tell me what you think this team's needs are. Because you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a week ago.
I think this team's needs are wide receiver, defensive back. This is where it gets hard. I think running back over defensive line. Now, most people, I think, would say defensive line, defensive end, get a rush, somebody that's going to rush the quarterback. I think most people would put that first. I put it 4th. And the reason why I have wide receiver and running back in there, it's because I think you win when you make what you do great, greater. This team's calling card is offense. They score the football. They have got to continue to just pulverize teams on offense, whether that's with a wide receiver or a running back. Without Marvin Jones and with J-Mo not being the guy that we think he is, maybe he'll turn into it. He's not that guy right now. So that's what I'll go on. I don't care about 3 years from now what he's going to do. What's he going to do for me this year in the NFC Championship game? That's what I care about right now. And this team needs help there. Amon-Ra is sick or whatever. He's got an illness. You see how desperate this team is for wide receiver help right now. If this guy can't play or plays at 50% or whatever. So wide receiver, cornerback, running back.
We can just agree to disagree. I posted this on Twitter 2 weeks ago. What they need is a pass rush. When they play against the elite teams, the Seattle Seahawks, no sacks. When they played against the Baltimore Ravens, no sacks. Both games they lost. You got to have a pass rush. You got to have somebody help Aiden Hutchinson out. The reason why the Kansas City Chiefs are still considered one of the best teams in the league, it is not because of Patrick Mahomes this particular year. It's their defense is playing well. You got to help Aiden Hutchinson out on the defensive side of the ball. You need a pass rush on the other side. You need a number 2 DB. You need a number 2 DB, and then I agree with you on a wide receiver third. But you got to get somebody to help Aiden Hutchinson out because all he's going to do is draw a triple team or a double team and a chip block. Charles Harris ain't getting to the quarterback. Pascal's still up in there. We're trying to figure it out. I haven't seen Aleem McNeil and Bugs play when they play the elite teams. Yeah. Haven't seen them. So that's why I say you got to get a pass rush like a Leonard Williams. And then you get a DB, then you get a wide.
Leonard Williams would be good.
Maz, I want you to answer that question next. And again, if anybody would like to tell me the last time a good defensive team beat a good offensive team, I'm all ears. We'll do that next.
A running back is going to turn that into that?
A wide receiver and running back might. Never know.
I feel you.
But first, the message from Feldman.
Hey. Feldman Chevrolet is Detroit #1 Chevy dealer. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com for the location nearest you. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. Take advantage right now.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Hey, let's talk about Outdoor Equipment Company, official outdoor equipment provider of Woodward Sports, Michigan-grown, family-owned bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, even weed whippers, Liberty trailers, Generac generators, SnowX plows, and salters. Outdoor Equipment Company has it all. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing, delivered to your doorstep. OutdoorEquipCo.com, OutdoorEquipCo.com. That is the scene. Who sent that in, JB?
I believe it's Motor City Brit.
Oh, yeah.
Down there right now.
Motor City Brit. Hell yeah. People tailgating already for this one, downtown Detroit. Bray, before I come to you, I want to let Maz answer this question. 3 positions.
Yeah, I know.
Where would you improve them? Where would you rank them?
I'm ranking D-line. I'm ranking D-end. Whatever it is on the
one.
defense. Yes,
Okay,
that's one position. And you know what? If you get me a defensive back, I need the defensive back because who knows who the hell's going down next. I don't want to have to depend on Will Harris to have to come in and stop the bleeding. Get me those 2 positions, and then if you get me a receiver and a running back, at this point, I don't know who the hell's left. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve that he can go out and get something. I have no idea. You always mention Rondell Moore from the Cardinals. You know, the Cardinals aren't going anywhere, but they play hard.
They do.
But you know what? Maybe someone like that, you give him up a 5th-round pick for him or 6th-round pick for something like that. I'll take anything right now and give up a 5th, 6th, 7th-round pick.
Definitely like Rondell Moore a lot at Purdue, and I think he still has a lot. Can I answer now?
Please, you're chomping at the bit.
I'm just saying, you said when's the last time?
When's the last time a good? Because I think just look at the Super Bowl last year. The Philadelphia Eagles could not even get Patrick Mahomes in the Kansas City Chiefs to punt one time. Not one time in the second half. No punts.
Oh, I agree.
And they won. And it highlights for you that this is an offensive league.
It is an offensive league, but I disagree when it comes to championships. You are outlining the anomaly. We just all said that Patrick Mahomes either is now or will be the greatest quarterback of all time. So with that, you can throw that one out. 2 years ago, Los Angeles Rams, they had Von Miller. Cincinnati Bengals, that offense was cooking, wasn't it? Didn't cook against Von Miller. Didn't cook against Aaron Donald. Got the win.
Cincinnati didn't score over 24 points at any point in that postseason.
But they had a good defense, and that defense helped. You want to go there about the next year, Kansas City Chiefs. Who did they lose to in the Super Bowl? The best defense statistically in playoff history in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And yes, I understand the left tackle was hurt, and the right tackle was hurt, but that defense dominated that game. Just keep going down the list. The New England Patriots, when they played against the Rams and Jared Goff and Todd Gurley, this is the greatest offense in Todd Gurley, they scored 3 points. So yes,
I don't think that was because of the defense.
So you're just going to – this is one after another after another.
Well, I disagree with your premise.
It's an offensive league in the regular season, but when you get to the playoffs, you still have to have good defensive players. You still have to have stars that can make the other stars on the offense nullify them at times.
Honestly, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll just inherently disagree with you. I mean, respectfully, of course. I look at Kansas City last year. The Cincinnati Bengals the year before, that was a total fugazi, that offense. They looked so good, but if you really look at their playoff results, they scored 26, 19, 27. They didn't score in the 30s one time. Just not that dynamic of an offense. The year before, Kansas City lost that Super Bowl. You remember, that was a really tumultuous week for them. The coach's son got in a car accident where he killed somebody. They lost 3/5 of their offensive line. That was a really tough week.
I get all that, and you're absolutely right. But if we're going to keep making excuses, then we can inherently disagree. Because at the end of that game against the Rams, Cincinnati, when they were on the 9-yard line, it doesn't matter how many points they're scoring at that point. When they're on the 9-yard line, who got a sack? Who got another sack after that? The last play of the game, who's wide open? It was Jamar Chase. And why didn't he get that play off? Because he got stripped, sacked, fumbled by Aaron Donald. At the end of the day, you can have a great offense, but if the defense has some good defensive players, you got a better chance.
Hey, Adoree Jackson's available from the Giants as well. Cornerback, Paris.
Wasn't he with the Titans? He got drafted by the Titans, right?
Paris Campbell, the wide receiver, used to play for the Colts, now plays for the Giants.
Ohio State.
He's available. These are guys you probably can get for 5th, 6th, 7th round picks. So there are players out there.
Yeah.
This is trick or treat, man. This is All Hallows Eve, right? Let's do something here, guys. Win the game tonight and get me a couple of players tomorrow, Brad.
Look, I will say this too, because for all of the people out there like the Neil Rules that break down the money and the picks and how it actually works, I don't necessarily dig into that.
We got money.
So I apologize if I don't know the exactifications of what the Detroit Lions have to work with. But with that being said, I know they got enough to make some good decisions. I say enough because it is enough.
What'd they give up for Lenny? A second and a fifth?
Second and a fifth.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
You want to win now? I want
to win.
Pete Carroll's 72 years old.
Or you want to keep thinking about winning?
Huh?
Pete Carroll's 72 years old,
and he
man.
gets it.
I know.
You know, and Geno Smith, God bless him.
Yeah.
How many more years does Geno Smith have too?
I love what Seattle's doing. They built on the fly. Remember last year?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be crap.
Mm-hmm.
They built on the fly, and now he looks and says, we got a chance to win. You hit it on the head.
Yeah.
NFC's wide open, man.
Wide open.
And those uniforms yesterday are gorgeous for the Seattle Seahawks. Gorgeous.
Speaking of gorgeous uniforms, not to derail the show, how in the hell do the Tennessee Titans not wear those Oilers jerseys every week?
How are they not the Oilers?
That is a stunning uniform. Stunning.
So this was the Tennessee Titans alumni weekend. So my dad was down there, and we got pictures and all that. We'll show you later. But this is a question I asked last year when he went. And he said because of Houston, because of the fan base, they never wanted to pull him out again because of how they left. And because the same owner owns the team still.
Yeah, Bud Adams.
Exactly. Still same family. This is Dad. This is at alumni yesterday. This is 2 Heisman Trophy winners in that picture side by side. Eddie George, Earl Campbell to the right, and my dad's
Tyler
there.
Rose.
Tyler Rose. And
Look a good stand.
there's
looks.
another Michigan guy on the far left, Butch Woolfolk.
Oh, yeah. New York
Woolfolk.
Giants.
There you go. These jerseys are great, but they don't do it because of the fan base in Houston. It was a whole big ordeal. So, that's kind of
Love
wild.
You Blue.
That's
the
amazing.
House of Pain was the Astrodome. Here's how they came out yesterday. Parker, you could play it.
Greatest
You
uniform
can dig
ever.
up that Houston Oilers. Here come the Oilers. Check them out. Coming onto the field
Is that
yesterday.
the University of Houston?
No, they're not allowed to wear them anymore. But look at those. Gorgeous.
Why is that offensive lineman wearing 22? Oh, that's Derrick Henry. Sorry.
Hey, he
look at
looks
that
nice
oil.
in the Lions uniform too.
What?
I think
That's a move.
You really just have to figure out what's going on with David Montgomery, right? Because the reason why you signed David Montgomery in the first place is because the dude don't miss games.
Yeah.
And he's missed more than half the games that he's played here in Detroit.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Or was this the third game or fourth game he's going to miss?
No,
I mean, it's a freak thing, but it is what it is. You got to just move past it.
It is a freak thing, but like you said, you got to move past it. That's why they have GMs. That's why they have midseason trades. That's why they have late acquisitions and things like that. Your job as a GM is to continue to put the team in the best situations by what happens in the moment. People get hurt. It sucks. But when you pointed it out, Dan Campbell was at that press conference last week when he was first talking about David Montgomery. You saw he was hurt. You saw we knew that it was more than what they were making it out to be. So shoot, if you have to go make a power move and you have to go get a Derrick Henry, what are we waiting for? Mm-hmm. It's now. It's a now type of league. It's a now type in sports, the Major Four. You just talked about baseball. You can make moves and you can change your trajectory. Like you said, I wasn't even thinking about Leonard Williams next to Frank Clark. that team might be the best team in the.
And I said, just not to say I told you so, but I did say that Seattle would win that division.
You did. You got a game lead right now.
And I still think they really will push San Francisco, whether it turns out or not. I think Seattle's a really good football team. And the Lions, just to show you how good the Lions are, too, for a minute, they gave that team 21 points, and they took them to overtime. Yeah. And they gave them 21. Start there. Yeah. You know, I mean, you can't give anybody in this league 21 points and not expect to lose. So, there's a lot going on there. Hey, we're going to come back. We'll do Around the NFL. We'll recap our picks for you. And then Jim Harbaugh spoke to the media today, too. We have some of those cuts. We'll play that for you as well. Lions, though, game day in Detroit. It is Woodward Sports. But first, a message from Swiss.
Yes. Do you have football on the brain like us? Of course you do. Fall ushers in college and professional football, and this year has already been awesome. Fall is also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with the pros at Swiss Insurance. They cover us here at WSN, and they should be covering you as well. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at SwissINS.com, or as always, give them a call at 248-800-4177. Swiss Insurance.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Told you it was going to get cold outside, and now it's freezing. Now it's time to go inside and play golf at 5-Iron Golf, downtown Detroit. Located at the Cambria Hotel, it is the best new place to play golf on these brand new 13 TrackMan simulators. You can play any course around the world. Torrey Pines, Augusta, Pebble, doesn't matter. You can play them all. And also on Thursdays, we do the Woodward Sports Golf League from 5 to 7. Come hang out for a little while, parlay that into Thursday Night Football. Come on downtown, 5-Iron Golf.
All right.
Woodward Sports Network on a Monday in the city of Detroit. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, and Tom Mazaway. Hoping you are enjoying the day. The tailgating has already begun in downtown Detroit. Hope you'll join us. Hope you'll join our Woodward Sports pregame show tonight at 6 o'clock as well. Jeff Iafrate and the gang will be here. Then we've got the live stream going. All you have to do is stay right here on Woodward Sports Network all day long. We'll take you through game time and into the post-game show. Woodward Sports and Lions football number one. How about that? Maz, I want to come to you for this. I want to go around the NFL, but I also would like to recap the day. I am just in a terrible, horrible slump.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Braylon won the week. Congratulations. We had 2 ties this week, so knocked the 7 games down to almost 5.
And should have been 2 wins, by the way.
I know. Braylon went 4-1-2. Congrats to Bray.
It's 2 weeks in a row, by the way.
I went 3-2-2, and Ryan went 2-3-2. So that leaves us with me. I've got 32 wins. Braylon's got 27 wins, and Ryan's got 23 wins. Ryan, you're 4 off second and 9 off the top spot right now.
I am 2-10-2 in my last 14 games.
Yeah, it's okay, man. That's why we don't let you bet. why we don't let you bet.
It changes, though.
We love you too
It comes
much.
in waves. It comes in waves.
Meanwhile, our boss Chad is undefeated.
Literally undefeated.
He just don't lose. He don't lose. Anyway, let's go tonight. Here we go. Let's go around the NFL. Carolina, they got their first win. Congratulations to Bryce Young and the gang down in Carolina. They knock off Houston 15-13. So C.J. Stroud takes the loss there. I was a little surprised at that game, Brian.
Yeah, this is their first win of the season. They're 1-6, but when you look at it from Bryce Young, they don't have anybody really for him to throw the ball to. So him getting the head-to-head win against number two pick CJ, that's a big win for Bryce Young.
All right, let's give it up for the Saints. Saints beat Indy. I was surprised at this game. 38-27. Nola gets the win. Derek Carr back in the lineup, and Alvin Kamara a couple touchdowns for him.
Yeah, man, they look good when they can get Carr the ball. They look pretty good. Derek Carr got the ball down the field for them. So who knows? It's just a wacky NFC South. You just never know.
Let's talk about the Tennessee Titans or the Houston Oilers back in the day. They knocked off Atlanta yesterday, 28-23. Will Levis, guys, you hear me?
Yeah.
Will Levis threw for 4 touchdown passes. He looked damn good. He gets the win. And I'm happy for him. Desmond Ridder got benched in that game, by the way.
130.5 quarterback rating for Will Levis, 19 of 29 for 238 and 4 touchdowns. Here's what I'll say about Will Levis. Totally a smart quarterback. Do you know how many times people get their shot and they got a beautiful, shiny wide receiver out there and they don't look his way?
He was available, by the way, early in the season.
DeAndre Hopkins had 4 catches yesterday. 3 of them were touchdown passes. Good for Will Levis to recognize that he's got DeAndre Hopkins on the team and just throw it to him and let him make a play. Good for Will Levis. And you know what? The Titans, they got nothing to lose. This is what you do. You see what you got. Can you make anything of Will Levis or can't you?
Yeah.
And if you can, then great. Then you're one step ahead of the game. If you cannot, then you draft somebody else. But the rest of the season, this is a Will Levis evaluation. Good for him.
I agree. I have nothing else to say. I mean, you got a wide receiver, give him the ball. Much like yesterday, Dak Prescott, he remembered that he had CeeDee Lamb on the team. So you give it to your best guy.
Hey, Will Levis. Hey, Parker, let's go to our Will Levis sound here. Will Levis jumping into the stands. Not jumping in, but he's celebrating with his family after the game. And then you'll hear him at the podium kind of backing Malik Willis.
Yeah,
Malik Willis got booed in this game. I guess Malik came in for a few plays. And
our chat was there.
Yeah, I'm sure our whole chat was there. That's right. Me and Ryan, we liked them. That's right. Will Levis. Here he is, Will Levis.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just one of 11. I mean, there's a lot of guys that did their jobs today that won us that game. I mean, 7 being one of them. Malik, really, that left a sour taste in all of our mouths when we were hearing those boos when he was coming on the field. And we got to know that he's going to be a big part of us going forward to win games. So let's just come correct next time as fans and treat him correctly.
Leadership, man.
Yeah.
Ever since watching that movie, Gran Turismo, I now pronounce Nissan. That's how they say it in the movies. I don't know if it's true or not, but it was Nissan.
Hey, Seattle knocked off Cleveland. They score with about 10 seconds to go in this game. 24-20. Seattle gets the win, and today they make the big trade, again, to get Leonard Williams from the Giants. Frank Clark last week. So Seattle ain't playing around. Cincinnati.
You know what? Question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Seattle loses that game. You think they make that trade today?
Nope.
I still think they do.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I still think they do.
I guess you'd be tied at 5-3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
do it.
I think,
But right now, they're sole possession of the NFC West
and they're number
leaders.
2 right now. I mean, pending the outcome of the Lions
Correct.
game
Lions
tonight.
could jump them again.
Yeah.
I don't know how because they beat the Lions.
Well, they're 5-2. The Lions would be 6-2.
Got it. That's right. So we got a game on them.
Yeah.
Cincinnati looked great, guys.
Yeah,
they knocked off San Francisco 31-17 in Santa Clara. And there's it's just, I don't know, man. Joe Burrow looks great again.
Yeah, this is a case where you can't jump off the wagon too soon. Everybody's always wanting to react in the moment. Start the season, Joe Burrow calf strain. It's not there. He's not the same guy. They're trying to figure it out. Zach Taylor, you realize he's not really a good coach, but they always start slow. And then they start finding their stride at the end of October, beginning of November. They've done it 3 years in a row. And then we forgot about that. We forgot that we also said Joe Burrow's the best. He's the second best quarterback next to Patrick Mahomes. Sometimes people say he's better than Patrick Mahomes. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're done. They're canceled. Sometimes we got to take steps. We got to relax because Joe Burrow looked like a guy by the name of Joe Burrow yesterday.
It looks like Brock Purdy got concussed again at the end of that game. He played basically. I don't know how he escaped concussion protocol. He played. He played decent, but not good enough for them to get the win. Dallas looked like the best team in football yesterday. They ran the Rams out of the stadium, 43-20. Matthew Stafford injured, hurts his thumb. Dak Prescott looked good. Congratulations.
He always looks good at home, though. He's a much different quarterback on the road than he is at home.
Dallas is such a hard team to give credit to because whenever you kind of say what the truth is, you sound like a hater. Like you sound like a hater. If you look at that game for Dak Prescott, they got 21 points. What did he get? He got Turpin gave him a good kick return. They start on the 10-yard line. Micah Parsons gets a sack strip fumble. Like he started with that type of injury. When he plays from ahead, he always looks good. But whenever he has to come back from down or down a point or the situation's not lining up for the defense to get into it, just looks like a completely different quarterback. So I want to give him credit. I mean, he had 4 touchdowns, 300 yards, CeeDee Lamb. Like it looked good. But you got to take it with a grain of salt because they were ahead the whole game, and they dominated on defense. So take it with a grain of salt.
Hey, Dolphins look good again. Tua, he's a winner.
Jesus Christ.
Tua's a winner. 31-17, they beat the Patriots. Dolphins beat them. Kendrick Bourne now out for the year with a torn ACL. So the Patriots got worse yesterday. Not much to say about that game. Philadelphia, they come back late and beat Washington 38-31. DeAndre Swift with the game winner in that one. But Washington played them tough again.
I was invested in that one because, obviously you want the Eagles to lose.
Spread's like 6.5, 7.5, depending on what you get.
Either way, notwithstanding the spread, but just the fact that the Eagles are on top of the NFC and you want them to lose so the Lions could, in the fight for the number 1 overall seed. Sam Howell, big day, but he lost the game for him on the turnover touchdown. You can't turn the ball over in this league. It gets you every time, and before you know it, a lead turns into a tie, turns into a deficit. Just can't happen. That's a player I'm interested in because he shows flashes.
He does.
But then you're like, can I win a Super Bowl with this guy?
He's got no one to run the ball.
No, and offensively they're a disaster too. I mean, 52 times he threw that football yesterday. Wild, man.
Well, who his OC is.
Yeah.
They're worse.
Eric Bieniemy.
Washington is worse this year offensively than they were last year.
Well, last year they had a running back that rushed for 1,000 yards. So that like Matt said, you got to have anybody to run the ball. But to your point, he made a throw on that touchdown in the left seam to Terry McCollum. That was an elite level throw.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, okay. So he definitely showed some flashes. Hey, I will stick with him and see what he has.
Are we taking a break or keep going here? Break or go?
Keep going.
All right, Baltimore knocked off Arizona 31-24. The score not indicative how close this game really wasn't that close. Arizona scored late in this game. Josh Dobbs, not bad. He keeps it going. But the perfect onside kick by our old friend, our former kicker, Matt Prater. Beautiful onside kick. They get the ball. They kick a field goal.
What was the
line?
They
kick a field goal.
What was the line in this game?
9.
Because I saw somebody on Twitter yesterday say, so it was 9.
It was 10-point spread.
So listen. So the guys this is the greatest part about not gambling is you sit back.
You don't
and
have to suffer.
You watch these meltdowns.
Yes.
There was this guy on Twitter yesterday, and it was Baltimore and Arizona, and I wasn't paying attention to the game, but this guy's like having a heart attack on Twitter. So Arizona scores a touchdown and goes for 2-point conversion to get to 8.
Yes, but they miss it.
And they miss the 8. So he's like, yes, it's a 10-point game. They get the onside kick and then kick a field goal.
On the second play.
You should have seen this guy flip out, man. It was awesome.
No,
I loved it.
No, those things are great. Did you see 2 weeks ago with Matt Prater when the punter held it, the laces out, or laces in, and you didn't see it?
No.
And he went off on the sideline?
Oh, wow.
So it was just like Ray Finkel from
That's
Ace
hilarious.
Ventura. Laces were out. He went spastic on the sideline. Very rare do you see a kicker drop all those F-bombs. He
Hey,
went off.
Minnesota beat
saw
the
it, didn't
Packers
you?
yesterday 24-10. Never in doubt in this game. And my man Kirk Cousins goes down. Achilles injury.
I'm sick for him.
I'm sick for him.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely sick for him.
Definitely sorry for Kirk Cousins. You know, he was playing, like Matt, you talked about before the show, he's playing at a really good level.
Elite level.
Had elite level in the last 3 weeks. He had Minnesota thinking that they were going to change the tide and see what's going on. The NFC is open. But Ryan and Ermanni, I got to tell you, man, if I'm a GM, if I'm a coach, I'm leery and I'm nervous of having older quarterbacks in this league. And just hear me out. Aaron Rodgers, beginning of the season, 39-year-old quarterback, Achilles. Kirk Cousins, the second oldest quarterback in the league, 35, I want to say, 36, 35, Achilles. Like I'm telling you, it's a connection between like the age. I can't prove it, but it's definitely a connection.
And he played on the beautiful grass of Lambeau, so it's not the fault
Exactly.
of field
I
turf.
thought it's the first thing I looked at.
Yep,
is what
first
he was
thing I
on,
looked
to be
at.
honest
It's the best
with you.
grass
Honestly,
in the league.
the best.
I'm telling you, it's the age.
They should play the Super Bowl there.
What do you think the Vikings do at this point? Do you think they go for it?
Yeah, I
or do
think
you
they still go. I think they get a quarterback. Case Keenum's a third-string quarterback. They could bring him back. But, you know, Kyler Murray, his name popped up. He is ready to play football. Josh Dobbs is going to play this Thursday for Arizona,
Yeah.
but Kyler Murray is ready to play football. For
It's a
somebody.
huge contract, man.
For somebody.
Huge contract.
There's your guy for Minnesota. That's your guy.
The problem with Kyler Murray is when he's great. But at some point, man, tell me I'm wrong. Ryan, tell me I'm wrong. The same conversation is going to keep popping up.
Ooh.
Him being too short.
I gotta give Ken in the chat a lot of credit. Ryan Tannehill, be perfect for the Vikings. Perfect.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
I guess for the rest of this
Kinda
year.
the
For
same.
the rest of this
Yeah,
year,
for
and
the
then you
rest of this
figure it
year.
out.
Yeah.
You're not going to take on Kyler Murray's contract.
Well, they want a new quarterback.
I know, but do you want to pay Kyler Murray? You don't.
Well,
know anything
Arizona
about,
will pay some of that
You
freight.
don't know anything about Kyler Murray.
Arizona pays.
And Arizona is paying him to sit.
Hey,
Well,
Ryan, I
he's
do know
just-
one thing about Kyler Murray. He's still under 5'11".
Yeah, right. And they're paying him to sit. Guys, come back. We're going to hear from Jim Harbaugh. We'll do it next. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts and have been for over 90 years. When you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing: stay out. Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. Whether you landscape for your job or landscape for fun, get all your equipment from Outdoor Equipment Co., the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan grown, family owned. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years, you expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. They offer the same great service that customers have come to know. Located in Ferndale on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. And if you're looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, check them out in Dearborn today on Michigan Avenue. Les Stanford, where they have been for over 55 years. Hey, it's the end of the month, today and tomorrow. You get your deals right now, today and tomorrow. Look them up online, lesstanford.com, lesstanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them. All right, Tom Mazaway, let's finish up here. 3 games left,
You got
and we'll
it.
get into the Michigan.
Jacksonville beat Pittsburgh yesterday 20-16 or 20-10. They really had that game from the get-go. I'll tell you, man, they won 5 in a row. Let's put up the Jacksonville stats, Parker. Jacksonville stats. Look at this month that they have had, Ryan.
5 games,
And
5
Braylon.
wins, 2 in London, 1 in Jacksonville, 1 in New Orleans, 1 in Pittsburgh. Let me say this, too. Kenny Pickett ain't it.
Already?
Already.
Okay.
He ain't it.
Told you.
Braylon?
I told you, too.
I'm saying me and you agreed on that. That we told him.
I told you.
We told Maz. We
All right.
told you.
Fine.
Trevor,
How about
can I ask you about Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Are you sold on him?
I am
Starting to be?
Yes, he's a very good quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
and I
He's
told
a-
you.
It would be look. It
He's
would
a
be,
cool customer.
It would be dumb for me to say that he ain't it.
Yeah.
I'm changing my opinion on him.
He's a cool customer.
He's a very good
He
quarterback.
just wins.
Here's the game that set back football 50 years. The Jets and the Giants. The Giants were the home team in this game. Now, Tyrod Taylor got hurt. I don't know what happened to him, but he spent the night in the hospital. I completely don't know what happened to him.
Always has a major injury, like
Yes,
game 2
it's
or 3
always something.
when he plays, whether it was the Chargers, but the Bills, always.
So the Giants line up for an easy 35-yard field goal at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Graham Gano misses it. Jets get the ball, kick a field goal in overtime, and they stay alive in the playoff hunt. Because you know why I say they stay alive?
They're 4-3.
Can you please show pregame at the MetLife Stadium? This is what was at Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium. You know who he is.
Yep.
It is Aaron freaking Rodgers. Look at this freaking guy.
Do you think if you're Kirk Cousins, you just call who did your surgery, Aaron?
Yeah, of course he's going to his
Speed
guy.
dial.
Of course he's going to him. Look at this guy.
It's great to see Vito, by the way. Vito's been with the Jets to the left. He's been with the equipment staff for the better part of 15 years. Love Vito. Ryan, when you watch this, and I've listened to a bunch of people online, and I've talked to a couple people that have had this injury, the torn Achilles, fully torn Achilles. Nobody has operated like this after 5 weeks. After 5 weeks of having that surgery and playing like this. Is it a situation where they could have misdiagnosed and it wasn't as serious as we thought?
No.
Because I'm just saying, like, and I understand he has $300 million. I understand he has Johnson & Johnson at his disposal. And I understand what they can do. But this is a little, like, 5 weeks like that?
Aaron Rodgers is winning on science.
I'm done. I
mean,
done.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Maybe I should have took the immunization that he took in 2020.
Seriously.
Maybe that's what I should have took instead of damn Pfizer.
I mean, look at him.
Yes.
You can say he's a whack job all you want.
He is not.
I'm not calling him a whack
He's
job.
not a whack
I
job.
mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, even with the way he's being surgically repaired, it's different.
He gets it.
It's different.
It's
different.
I just want to see how this thing plays out. I want to get all the details before I say
All
anything.
right.
I'm just saying, like, this, it's never happened before. So when you've been in a space where you see injuries or that injury and you've never seen it, I've never seen it.
You just don't understand.
I'm not hating on
When
it.
me seeing him throw the ball, I get goosebumps.
Yeah.
I do. I gotta see this guy play for the New York Jets. I have to see it.
And you're gonna, I think.
I
you're
hope.
Gonna.
So
You're
thank
gonna.
you, Giants, for giving them the Jets the game yesterday. And Denver, they knocked off Kansas City 24-9. Patrick Mahomes was terrible. Travis Kelce was just okay. Guess who
Patrick
wasn't
Mahomes
at the
was sick.
game? Guess who wasn't at the game?
No, he was sick.
No,
Taylor Swift wasn't at the game.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the first time Denver's beaten him in 8 years.
At the end of the day, like, it's only so much one person can do. Like, how many times are we going to sit here and talk about 6 drops, 7 drops? I mean, you see 2 touchdowns drop yet again. He didn't have his best game. He was sick. He was all, but he still made the plays necessary to give them a chance to win that game. When are we going to start to realize, or Andy Reid and Veach, the GM, that You can't just rely on Patrick Mahomes to win in every situation. You got to spend some money on some wide receivers. You got to spend some money on some people to help Travis Kelce. You cannot just say Chris Jones is the only defensive player guy. You're spending all your money on Patrick Mahomes, and you're trying to just every year, hey, this year we'll pick up Juju Smith-Schuster. This year we'll pick up Justin Ross. Well, it'll make sense because, hey, it's Patrick Mahomes. That thing is going to get them beat sooner or later because these receivers, they can't catch. They're not wide receivers. They are making it impossible for him to win.
You see Mercole Hardman or whatever dropped a punt.
And that's why the Jets didn't play him. Why are you fielding a punt on the 5-yard line?
Oh, he made a mistake.
The first thing they tell you is punt returner. Put your heels on the 10 and don't catch.
Unless
if it goes past.
Chargers beat the Bears 30-13. Why was that game on primetime?
Why was it? I think people wanted to see Justin Fields, maybe.
That was awful.
I don't know.
Thank God I didn't have to watch it.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Justin
World
Herbert,
Series is on tonight.
World Series is on tonight, but I do want to get to this Michigan. I promise
Of
we'll play
course.
it next.
Of course.
But first message from Big Boy.
Oh, Big Boy. I could go for a Big Boy right now for pregame for the Lions. Get out to your local Big Boy. Have yourself a pretzel bacon cheeseburger or a Dolly chicken sandwich. Or if you like your chicken spicy like George Costanza, it's Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. That's right. Upgrade those fries. Make them chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. But save room for dessert. The best part of the day, the Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake and those funnel cake fries and a strawberry shake on me. Tell them Maz sent you. Big Boy.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
At the Academy of Warren, they have a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house with a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can be used for 7-on-7 football, K-8 that features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and obviously so much more. The Academy of Warren is now accepting new enrollment, so go to the academyofwarren.net. That website again, academyofwarren.net.
All right, Parker, help me out with this.
I got you.
I want the Jim Harbaugh spoke to the media today. I'm going to play for you the first 2 minutes, and then we'll come back. This is how the press conference opened up. I'm playing this so you have kind of a context of what happened. Dave Abloff, Michigan spokesperson, comes out and says, we cannot respond to anything that you have questions for. Just if you can't hear that, if that part is inaudible for you, this is Dave Abloff, the start of this, saying we cannot respond to any of the allegations yet. Maz, you have something?
Thanks to the winged helmet for this sound.
Okay.
Just so everyone does understand, there are certain things that we are unable to comment on, but we will take your questions here today about the upcoming game against Purdue. So get started here with Coach Harbaugh. If you have a question, raise your hand. On the back left, Austin.
Jim, there was a report last night that you had a contract offer rescinded. Can you say if that's accurate or not?
I wouldn't say that's accurate, no. And the university has a policy. I think they made a statement, right, Dave?
Yes.
Of the policy on contracts and publicly talking about it.
On the left, Ryan.
Jim, how do you think these allegations, investigations
Team's refreshed. I'm refreshed. Opportunity to spend time with the families. After a pretty good week of practice last week, got some things done, and we're in an onward mode. So I mean, to answer your question specifically, it's a one-track mind that I'm modeling, and I see it throughout the program.
Is it a head coach's responsibility to know everything that's going on in the program?
I think that question probably answers itself. I was forthright with the statement right away, but you're asking. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Jim, there was a report last week there was an outside investigative firm that may have accessed some videos or files of you got your coaches. Do you know anything about that? And are you guys investigating how that came about?
Yeah, I'm not going to get it. I got a one-track mind. I'm not going to be speculating. Kind of let others speculate that. The various speculation that's out there would be unfair to the team to not just be coaching the team.
Do you believe anything was illegally obtained?
Just so you guys know, there's only certain things we can comment on, so we gotta move forward. This is not gonna be very long. Andrew?
Yeah, so that was it. Then there were some football questions. So just basically from the premise there, there's this Wall Street Journal report that said that the contract offer was rescinded. And Harbaugh says, I wouldn't say that's accurate. That's not accurate. That's not, it's a pretty strong characterization there. That's just not what happened. John U. Bacon has said that's not accurate. There's a number of people that said that report is not accurate. I don't know how these things come out like this and then people just take it as fact. You know, I mean, I saw so many people running, contract rescinded. It's just not true. So later in the press conference, and this video and audio comes from Fox 2. This is Jim Harbaugh. When asked, the question was, do you want to say something but you can't? Here's what he had to say about that.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you in the situation, but you just have to let it play out. You know, cooperate with the investigation, and then watch how it plays out. That's but the speculation part. I mean, as I said, there's too much of a one-track mind on coaching the team to be able to engage in every piece of speculation that seems to be any and everywhere.
There is so much speculation on this, and he's just not going to comment. He can't comment right now. But one of the things that he said throughout is he's got a one-track mind. He's just focused on Purdue, the team. He has been inundated with all of these allegations. And at one point today, he talked about William Wallace. He said he's got the mind of William Wallace.
Braveheart.
He just stays, Braveheart, just stays focused on Michigan. Last piece of audio for you, Bray.
Yep.
And then the question to him was, what is your message to fans? What is your message to the Michigan fans?
No, I don't have one. I don't have a message right now. As I said, everybody's welcome to their opinion. I think the people that know us the most think the most of us.
I love that too. He says, I don't have one. Everybody's entitled to your opinion, but everybody that knows us best. And that's kind of my baseline thing. He did refer to his statement as well, saying, when pressed a couple of times, he said, I'll refer back to the statement that I gave you. That's how I feel. And that's where I'm going with it. I am more confident than ever that Jim Harbaugh did not know what was going on with this Connor Stallions guy or what was happening. I'll take him at his word. He is many things. He's just not a liar. And, some people might say, well, he was suspended for 3 games for lying. No, I think he was turning his nose up at the NCAA. I think that is different from being a downright liar to cheat.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with you. At the end of the day, before this even came out, the thing about Jim Harbaugh, whether it was at San Diego, whether it was at San Francisco, Stanford, when he first got to Michigan, never ever was his ethics in check. Never ever was he a coach that you worried about, or he was cheating, or he wasn't honest. He always took him at his word because he's always told you the truth. So I'll stay away from it. It's nothing else to talk about. Back in the day, they used to say, my grandma used to say all the time, people that aren't lying, they don't talk. And at the end of the day, hey, you guys don't believe me, it is what it is. Look, the facts will play itself out. And then last week, even though it's a different whole thing, talk about the Marvel Universe guy, talk about Jonathan Majors and what he went through for a whole year. Everybody piling on. And when people know they haven't done anything wrong, they just wait till it comes out. Whether it takes a year or not, whether it's late, they're not worried about trying to prove you wrong in the instantaneous moment. They're going to let it play out at the end. That's what he did. He won last week, and that's what Jim Harbaugh, Michigan, will do. 32.5 favorite against Purdue. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, guys, he's not getting the death penalty. He's not going to be taken off. He's not going to be fired. He's going to get a contract. He's going to get a lifetime contract here with Michigan. That's what's going to happen. When this comes all out and finally the defense can answer these questions, and once the NCAA gets off their high horse and all the other coaches that haven't said a word yet, when everything comes out and all comes together, it's going to be a slap on the wrist. So all you guys that hate Michigan and, for whatever reason, hate him. If you're a Michigan State guy, you hate him, I understand. But believe me, nothing's going to happen. This ain't what you think it is. This is a slap on the wrist. And I'm a Colin Cowherd fan. Maybe you guys are. Maybe you guys aren't. But guys like him, they're laughing at this. And you know what? They're more in the know than I am. But I will tell you this. If they're laughing at it, I'm laughing at it too. Because I don't think this is anything more than anybody else does. But there was a rat. Jim Stapleton's a rat. There's other rats that you got to find out. You find out the rats. You get rid of them. And then you don't have any more problems.
It's a piece of garbage.
You got to whack the rats, man.
That's it.
It's just like
move on.
Just like the mob, man.
Get rid of the rats.
Nah, I'm just joking. But I did have a funny tweet talking about Connor Stallions because of the Penn State game. But
Go for it.
Oh no, here it is right here. Just it's one of those things where like you try not to say anything, but you just see more, you just laugh and you troll. So this was in relation to the game against Penn State, who played Indiana, and Indiana is such a great program. Oh my God, Connor Stallions didn't get a chance to steal Penn State football signs. Whatever will we do against this juggernaut of a team that is struggling at home against Indiana football, a team we beat 52-7. In 1 year, the NCAA and conspirators are going to look like morons. That's what I said.
You know what? It's true. We're all joking about it now, like how Wisconsin must have had Ohio State signals because of a one-score game late in the fourth.
Exactly.
Heaven forbid. But one of the things that Colin did say too last week was, what was the single worst thing that you could have done as a college football program 3 years ago? Buy a player.
Yep.
Now it's
common practice.
Not only common practice, but expected.
Yeah.
Right? It's what you do to
it's
get
the new
better.
game.
You buy players. And this one day, this in the off season will get rewritten, and you will be able to do all of this if you want. And the players next year are going to have helmets, helmet communications, and you're not going to be able to do this. It'll get rectified too. I still maintain that Michigan hasn't played anybody yet, okay?
Right.
Michigan hasn't played anybody yet. So if Michigan comes on and whips everybody else, there's no way you could say that Michigan cheated.
Yeah.
That's on you if you don't change your signals, man. Not me.
And then also, too, what I love about that comparison is you're absolutely right. Like, paying a player could have been the worst thing. But it was illegal 3 years ago, and then they made it legal. It wasn't illegal to do technically what's been going on.
Right.
So
no doubt.
That's why people were mad. You find a loophole, people tend to get pissed.
No doubt. This is a special day in sports, ladies and gentlemen. Why? We'll have that for you coming up next. But first, a message from, hey, what are you doing for dinner tonight?
Ooh.
I got an idea for you. Why don't you stop by the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods? It is Fairway Packing, the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods on Mack Avenue. Pick yourselves up prime beef, Wagyu beef, dry aged beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. And if you can't show up in person for those grab and go steaks, Order online. Fairwaypacking.com. Fairwaypacking.com. Source cut, aged, packed to perfection. Oh,
By
sorry.
now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Hey, gang, let me tell you about Bullseye Event Group. Woodward Sports and Long Drink. Come on in tonight. It is the home game, the official Lions tailgate party, VIP tailgate party inside of Shed 5. It is always a blast. How would you like to pregame it? With Woodward Sports to be treated like a VIP. Food, beverages, entertainment, all included. Get your tickets online right now. Head on in. BullseyeEventGroup.com. BullseyeEventGroup.com. Also, our Woodward Sports pregame show begins tonight at 6. With Jeff Iafredi. We've got the live stream watch party after that. We are ready to go. It is Monday Night Football here in Detroit.
Definitely excited about that, man. It's go time.
It is go time.
Straight down Woodward.
No doubt about it. Just one point about the Raiders here. The Raiders have scored 21 points. They played 7 games.
Yeah.
They've scored 21 points one time. Every other game has been less than 21 points. If you can get to 20 tonight, you feel like you should win the football game.
They'll get to 30. The offense will get to 30. I am a little worried about the O-line. Jared Goff, he's home. Thank God there's no wind. It'll be great. All right, so I'm looking forward to that. I hope I see Jahmyr Gibbs play another good game, but play it in a game where it's actually a game, not a blowout. I want to see Jahmyr Gibbs. I want to see Sam Laporta. I want to see him rebound. He's had 2 so-so games, couple drops last week. I got to see Amon-Ra St. Brown play in this game. If they don't have him to play in this game, then you got to see Jamison Williams get 10, 12 targets.
Right.
I don't care, like you said, Bray. I don't care if it's a 2-yard. I don't care if it's a screen, a flanker screen.
Hey, that's
just get the kid involved in this game.
Maz, you should be assisting Ben Johnson in that regard, because a wide receiver screen is how you get wide receivers going.
Let's go.
You get a quick pass, you get in their hands, and they're able to start making moves, and then you get the confidence going. Look, I understand they got players out in this game. There are going to be some players that won't play in this game, and definitely when you don't have your players, it affects you. But if we're playing against the Seattle Seahawks, if we're playing against, hell, the Atlanta Falcons, I definitely understand that if you just get a win. But this is the Raiders. For everything that you just said, they've only scored 21 points. Once they have not looked like a good team. They lost to the Chicago Bears, and it wasn't close. What are we talking about? We said Jared Goff's a different guy, said he's now the leader that was in the MVP running a couple weeks ago. Needs you to be that guy. Aiden Hutchinson, it's time to prove why you were 2 overall. There's a guy coming in here that went to a school down the street from you, Eastern. I know he's not better than you. I know he's not better than you. Now go out there and show us. I don't want to hear anything about the Raiders and Devontae Adams and, Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing last year, 1,600 yards. Don't want to hear it. Detroit Lions better win this game.
That's a great point, dude. Bray, you sold me. Mic drop. Hey, Maz, where were you 22 years ago today?
All right, let me take that back. 22 years ago would be 2001. I probably was crying because the Yankees probably lost to the Diamondbacks.
George Bush game.
Oh, so it was a win.
George Bush game. 22 years ago today.
Okay, so that was a win, a walk-off home run.
We segue now to the World Series,
Yes.
Game 3 tonight. Wow, I texted Maz. So the first Game 1, I thought Texas broke their back. I thought Texas coming back down 5-3 in the 9th to tie it up with a Seager homer and then to win it with a Garcia homer in the 11th. I thought that was it. That was Kirk Gibson, Dodgers 88 where they just go ahead and sweep. No. The D-backs come back and just blow out Texas in Game 2. So what happens now in the desert?
Read that little stat there.
Teams that won Game 3 in a best-of-7 series have won the series 69% of the time.
Max Scherzer gets the ball tonight. He's had an injury on his thumb. Max Scherzer has to pitch and earn that contract. Why they traded one of their top prospects to the New York Mets. He's got to earn his money tonight. Put your money on the Rangers tonight to beat the Diamondbacks on the road because they play better on the road.
Yeah, Max Scherzer is a dominant pitcher, and like this is the time for him to be that dominant pitcher. He's one of those guys. He's got to look himself in the mirror and be like, I know what time it is. I know what it is. He's that type of player anyway. Game 3, man. I think Max Scherzer I think he has an iconic night tonight.
The boss man's in the house. We have to acknowledge Chad Johnson is here. He is in
Chad?
for Monday Night Football. Chad, just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the Lions tonight. This guy is a wizard. Come on up here for a minute. Give me a mic. Give me a microphone. Give me a microphone. Give me a microphone. How you doing, baby?
Love you,
Yeah. We're gonna get you a microphone in just 1 second here, just on the spot here. Look at this kind of stuff here. Give me a quick. give me a quick synopsis here, Chad. You can't get your head in there. It's plated, but give me a quick synopsis on how you feel about. You know these two teams very well.
I do know the teams pretty well.
You had the Raiders in the over last year.
Well, that's last year, but that's last year. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a home game for the Detroit Lions, right? They're coming off a terrible loss.
Yep.
I mean, they over a touchdown favorite. They might not end up winning by a touchdown, but they're going to win the game. So what are you basically asking me, Ryan? Who would I bet my money on?
Give the people a winner tonight. Give the people a winner tonight.
Well, to stay conservative, right? Just lay the juice on the money line and just bet the Lions on the money line.
There you go.
There we go.
Lay the juice.
Lay the juice. You can't, root against them. I say just take them on the money line.
Lay the juice. Look at that. That's why you're the best.
But I am going to go down to the casino tonight a little bit and maybe play some prop bets, which I don't never do.
Mm-hmm.
But since I'm going to go down there and hang out with my brother and some people and go
Stingray likes a couple of those.
Yeah. So I think I might play on those a little bit, but I don't do them too often. You guys got a prop bet you like tonight?
Yeah, that's Braylon.
Jameer
He's been hitting
Gibbs.
like crazy over here.
Jameer Gibbs over 100 yards total.
Is that passing and rushing? Obviously, right?
Of
It's
course.
right on 100.
I would say.
You don't know though.
I don't know.
Sam Laporta, Gibbs, and Devontae Adams. Bet big.
I don't think it's 100, Maz.
What do you think
it's
it is?
100? I think it's probably
120.
I'd probably say 91 and a half.
Chad, can I ask you a quick question?
Of course.
Thoughts on, and I know this is switching gears, actually even changing states. Thoughts on Bill Belichick's extension? You being Bostonian, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Bill Belichick's probably the best coach to ever coach the game. I think
he's 70.
You know as well as anybody that players win games.
Yeah.
Coaches in the NFL have to truly game plan for what they're going against, what they're doing. I know a lot of head coaches down in South Florida now that I talk to all the time, and they bring up, even betting in sports now, which they never did back in the day. They didn't even really know.
They didn't want you to know.
It's in front of their face. They kind of know what's going on. The first thing Ryan asked me that time, I think about 4 or 5 weeks ago, when McVay kicked the field goal, to cover the point spread.
Yeah.
But he's in on the point spread, and I kind of laid out to you, well, you know, there's a division points for, points against. It's the third tiebreaker in the division.
Yep.
And there's really more reasoning on why you kicked that field goal than you wouldn't besides just the point spread. But when you're gambling and you're just all over the place and you need something, you just think there's a conspiracy theory.
You got the head
everywhere.
rush, the nosebleeds, you got it all.
Stay away from NBA. That'll give you the nosebleeds.
Oh my
That'll
God.
give you the nosebleeds.
Never won an NBA bet.
What are you guys doing tonight?
Going
What
to
you
the
guys
game.
got
I'm
going?
leaving right now. We're going.
Yeah,
baby.
hitting down. Yeah, right now.
Oh, let's go have a drink
Let's
or go down
go.
there.
Let's do it.
Raz, you coming down?
I'm going.
Oh, you guys are down.
Come on,
I love
baby.
it. I got in town just in time.
Yeah, baby.
Well, thanks for letting me say hi to
you
your
got
people.
it. We'll see you.
All right.
Again, tonight, heavyweight start at 5. We've got the pregame show at 6. Live watch party after that. Lions football, baby. It is all right here on Woodward Sports. Bray, get us out of here.
It's already been said. Go Lions. We'll be downtown. See you there. And if not, can't wait to talk about the win tomorrow. For JB, for Maz, for Parker, for Chad Johnson in the building, Ryan and Monty, my brother.
play
for the number
ball.
9. We will
Lions,
see you
baby.
tomorrow. Go Lions.